Good morning, class 10 students. Today we are going to study Geography Chapter 1 Resources and Development. First of all, let us study a definition of resources. Anything which is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, that can be called as a resource. So anything which is technologically accessible. With the help of the present day technology, if anything can be available, anything can be made or available, and if it is economically feasible with our money, if we are able to buy something, and with our culture, as per our culture, if we are able to use any particular thing, only that will be changed as our resource. So anything can be called as resource. This marker is a resource. Whiteboard is a resource. Chair is a resource. Whatever may be, which is useful for us, can be called as a resource. And now let's see here an interdependent relationship between nature, technology, institutions, and humans. Interdependent relationship. Human beings develop technology. With the help of their idea, knowledge, they develop technology, and with the help of the technology, they enter into nature. For what? For extracting materials from nature. So many materials, just like iron ore, manganese ore, whatever may be, materials humans want to extract. For that, they need the support of technology. So human beings, with the help of their knowledge, idea, they develop technology, and with the help of the technology, they enter into nature, and after extracting the materials from the nature, with the help of those materials, they create institutions. So this can be called as interdependent relationship between technology, nature, and institutions. Human beings develop technology, and with the technology they enter into nature and extract materials from the nature and create institutions. And we know that resources are not free gifts of nature. People used to believe that resources are free gifts of nature, but it is not so. We are able to get only materials from the environment, just like rock, soil, iron ore. All these are actually materials only found in the environment. Human beings know how to use these materials to make valuable things. When people know how to make this material, how to convert, change these materials into valuable things only, these materials are changing as resources. Otherwise, these all will be called only mere materials. Water may be, iron is made from iron ore. So if human beings have no idea how to make iron from iron ore, this iron ore will be only called a mere material found in the environment. That is why with the help of the idea of human beings only, what is happening, materials are changing into resources. So we cannot say resources are free gifts of nature. The resources are made by human beings only with the help of their knowledge and idea. Now let us study the topic classification of resources. Resources are classified into four groups on the basis of origin. Resources are of two types, biotic and abiotic. On the basis of exhaustibility, resources are also of two types, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. On the basis of ownership, resources are of four types, individual, community owned, national and international. And on the basis of status of development, also resources are of four types, potential resources, developed resources, stock and reserve. First of all, let us see these three sections, and on the basis of status of development, we will see next section. So on the basis of origin, resources are of two types, biotic resources and abiotic resources. Biotic means all living things. Resources which have life, human beings, animals, plants, all these are examples of biotic resources. And abiotic resources are non-living resources. A rock, soil, all these are examples of abiotic resources. And on the basis of exhaustibility also, resources are of two types, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Resources which can be renewed or replenished quickly can be called as renewable resources like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, wildlife, water. All these are examples of renewable resources. And non-renewable resources, resources which cannot be renewed or replenished quickly can be called as non-renewable resources. Once stock is finished, it may take again thousands of years for the formation. Like fossil fuels called petroleum, natural gas. Such fossil fuels, for the formation of these fossil fuels, millions of years needed. And that's why these resources are called non-renewable resources, because they are limited in nature, and so if the stock is exhausted or finished, they will take again millions of years for the formation. And now on the basis of ownership also, resources are of four types. They are individual resources, community owned, national and international. First of all, let's say about individual resources. Resources which are owned and operated by individuals, like a house, a car, a pen. Water may be individually possessed. Such resources are called individual resources. That means certain property areas, land areas, a house, a building, a car. Such areas are called individual resources because that only one person's particular property. He will be able to use that. No one can use that. He alone can use that. If he is permitting others, only others can use it. Otherwise, only one particular person will have complete right to use such properties. Such properties are called individual resources. And community owned resources which are owned by all the people of a particular region, community, a group of people, all the sections of society, whether upper class or lower class, rich or poor, men or women, all people of a region can use certain properties, just like grazing grounds, playgrounds, bathing guts, parks. All these are called community owned. All the people of that particular locality can use that properties. Such properties are called community owned. No, it is not a property of one particular individual. It is the property of all the people of that region. Then national resources. Basically, all the resources of a country are called national resources. Our roads, railways, bridges, water bodies, wildlife, forest areas, all the areas of our country, all the resources found in our country are called our national resources. And even oceanic area, from the coastal area up to 12 nautical mile distance is known as territorial water. The resources found in that region also known as national resources. The resources which are found in the 12 nautical mile oceanic area of a country also called national resources, because that is territorial water area. The resources which are found in the territorial water area also called national resources. And now let's see about international resources. Resources which are found beyond exclusive economic zone. Then let's see where is this exclusive economic zone. From the baseline, this is the coastal area of a country. That means this coastal area is called baseline. From the baseline, 200 nautical mile oceanic area. This area, this distance from the base up to 200 nautical mile is known as exclusive economic zone. The resources which are found in this region can be used by the countries which are located in this exclusive economic zone. All the countries which are located in the exclusive economic zone can use all resources found in that region. And beyond this exclusive economic zone, oceanic area beyond 200 nautical mile can be called as open ocean. Resources which are found in the open ocean, no country can use that. International agencies or organizations are ruling the resources or controlling the resources in the open ocean. For utilizing such kinds of resources, special permission needed from international institutions. So these are the resources of individual resources, community owned, national and international. National resources are even up to 12 nautical mile of the oceanic area, also called national resources. And from the baseline to 12 nautical mile is known as territorial water. From the baseline, that means coastal area, till 200 nautical mile is known as exclusive economic zone. Countries which are located in this exclusive economic zone can use all resources found in the exclusive economic zone. And beyond that, it is known as open ocean, and the resources found in the open ocean cannot be used by any particular country. For that, special permission needed from the international institutions. Now, let us study resources on the basis of status of development. On the basis of status of development, also resources are of four types: potential resources, developed resources, stock and reserve. Before studying this topic, let's understand few matters regarding the good utilization of the resources. For utilizing the materials found in a region, first of all, technology want to be made, and its quality and quantity estimation or calculation want to be made. Whether it is economically profitable and how much quantity resource will be available from a particular region, how deep it is, how close to the surface of the soil, whether it is in the interior part of the soil, whether it is in a rocky area, all these matters want to be studied. So potential resources which are found in a region, its quality and quantity estimation is already calculated, and also technology developed for the utilization of it. Only one step is remaining, that is need to be utilized. Resources which are found in a region not started to utilize. Technology is already made, quality and quantity estimation is already made, survey made, all the procedures are over, only need to be utilized. Some examples are solar energy and wind energy in the Gujarat region. Here potentiality is there for the utilization. Already this resource is utilized in some other areas, but in this particular area, reutilization only, or not started to utilize. Now let's see developed resources. All the procedures as we have discussed, technology already developed, quality and quantity estimation is already made, and resources which are found in a region started to utilize. Such type of resources are called developed resource. Stock. Resources which are found in a region but technology is not available for the utilization. Quality estimation is not made, quantity estimation is not made, no survey is made, and even technology also not suitable. The present day technology is not suitable for utilization of such resources. New technology want to be utilized or developed. Till then, it cannot be utilized. So, till new technology developed, till all these procedures are taken, some resources will be found in the environment that cannot be utilized. So, that will be stock in the environment. And finally, reserve. Resources which are found in a region started to utilize. Technology made, quality and quantity estimation is already made, and survey made, all the procedures are over, started to utilize, but not fully utilized. Again can be utilized. Again more can be extracted, but only partially utilized, only a limited extent utilized, but in a still a large extent can be utilized or extracted. Such resources are called reserve. So these are four types of resources on the basis of status of development: potential resource, developed resource, stock and reserve. Now Let us study the topic development of resources. We know that people are thinking that resources are freely available from the nature. So many countries and many people are exploiting the resources in an indiscriminate way without thinking the life of other people and without thinking of the future generations. As much as possible, they are trying to utilize today itself. Because of that, resources are getting depleted very soon. And so, resource conservation is very much necessary and we should control our use of resources for the present day development and future development. What is needed? Resource conservation is needed and also careful use of resources. Mainly greedy and selfish individuals. Selfish countries, big and powerful countries. These powerful countries and powerful people, rich people, they are exploiting the nature maximum. They are influencing the government, authorities, and they are exploiting the resources maximum today itself, and because of that, nothing stock for the future generations. So let's see what consequences are happening because of the indiscriminate use of resources by few individuals or few countries. First of all, depletion of resources. Depletion means resources will be totally depleted or exhausted. We know that some type of resources are there, renewable resources, just like solar energy or wind energy, that will be renewed or replenished very quickly. But some non-renewable resources are there, like fossil fuels, minerals, fossil fuels, like that. So because of the indiscriminate use of resources, resource base will be exhausted. Already been studied that if resources are exhausted, it will replenish or reform after millions of years only. So there won't be any kind of development in the future. In the present day there will be development, but for the future generations nothing will be there for creating development in the future. So depletion of resources will be one consequence of the indiscriminate use of resources. And secondly, social division. Because of the greedy nature of some individuals, all resources are accumulated in the hands of few individuals or few countries. And because of that, society will be divided into two groups, like haves and have-nots or rich and poor people. Rich people are always exploiting resources and they become richer and richer. Poor people are not at all getting anything, so they become poorer and poorer. So society will be divided because of the indiscriminate use of resources. Society will be divided into two groups, like rich and poor or haves and have-nots. And the third problem is that global ecological crisis will be a problem, like global warming, ozone layer depletion, environmental pollution, land degradation. All these kinds of consequences can be happen because of the indiscriminate use of resources. So what is needed? Sustainable development is needed. What is sustainable development? Controlling the use of resources in the present day and preserving something for the future. That is called sustainable development. That means sustainable, continuous development. In the present day, development is needed and the same level of development should be maintained in the future also. That is called sustainable development. For practicing sustainable development, what is needed? Resources should be available in the present and in the future. If resources needed to be available in the future, in the present day, we have to conserve it. How can we conserve? By balancing our use, by reducing our dependency on resources, or by reducing our usage of resources. We can conserve resources for the future. If resources are conserved for the future, there will be development in the present and of course there will be development in the future. That is called sustainable development. So because of the indiscriminate use of resources, we know that there will be depletion of resources, there will be social division as haves and have-nots, and global ecological crisis like ozone layer depletion, global warming, environmental pollution, land degradation. All these problems can be avoided if resources are properly distributed and if we conserve resources for the future. There will be sustainable development also. So in today's class we need to study only these topics, and rest of the topics we will go through in next class.